Everything started the 2026 NFL draft. The first time we actually get some NFL football since probably one of the more unwatchable Super Bowls, forgettable Super Bowls. I don't. Uh, Let me make sure I can. I gotta edit this title, and then I'm gonna be good. Uh, NFL draft 2026 live. Where is your team drafting tonight? Where do y'all fall in line? This is probably one of the more, I would probably say, meat and potato drafts. It's not a lot of lobster out there. But hey, man, if your team knows how to pick and knows how to find those diamonds, this is a good draft. Okay, so I'm just going to put. All right. Then now I'm going to share. And, got to give people time to jump on. Pittsburgh. Man, look, I'd have went out there if I'm in PA. I had to pull it up. And as a Rams fan, this is probably no. I think it is the highest we've ever drafted as far as number wise in the Sean McVay era. Why is that, you ask? We're one of those teams that don't have high draft picks, or if we do, we trade them. F them picks. This ain't even our pick. Thankfully, the Atlanta Falcons don't understand how to run a franchise, and they traded out of the first round last year to get James Pierce Jr. and he got in some legal issues, but his lawyer is a monster. It was looking bad for Buddy because I think the joint was like in a WNBA or something, and he ran from the cops, hit somebody in the process. That's who they traded their pick for to the Los Angeles Rams, and that's why we're picking at 13. But his lawyer spanked that. I think I think he got like probation or something. Spanked it and like a fine. Like he had like 2 grams of weed. He killed that. His lawyer's not playing. But that's the franchise that traded and gave us their pick, and that's why we're picking at 13. Uh, Let me see. I wonder if I can change. Okay. I'm trying to go to these other apps just to make sure if I can change the title. No, that I'm talking about the title of the live stream. I don't see it on TikTok though. It usually says it's live. I see it on Facebook. Let me go to YouTube. Okay. I see it on YouTube. All right. All right. Let me see if I can. Penn State. Talk that talk. All right. Change this title. Come on now. Bear with me, guys. I just want to make sure that I'm. Okay, so I think I got the title changed on YouTube. Facebook's good. I do not know about TikTok yet, though. I don't know. Let me go. I don't know about TikTok. The Raiders are on the clock. The Raiders are on the clock. It has started. But there's not a whole lot of. I mean, we know who the pick's going to be. Fernando Mendoza, who, in my opinion, he earned it. He earned to be the number one pick in the draft, especially choosing Indiana. Out of all places he could have went to, won a national championship. He was the guiding force to their success, so he deserves it. At the same time, though, sometimes you it's so random on one side and then random on the other side. So you end up getting the Raiders as the team that's going to potentially bring you in. That's the complete opposite. Fernando Mendoza is a great Christian valued individual, and he's going to the black hole to play for the Raiders. If okay, so Baker Mayfield, that type of individual, I feel like uh, fits the Raiders brand, uh, the crowd, the vibe, everything. Somebody that passes the vibe check. Fernando Mendoza, they said he gonna come out looking like Max Crosby after the training camp. He's gonna be tatted up, cussing. Cause this is gonna be different. Look at his family. Look at that family. Oh my goodness. Wholesome. Wholesome valued family. You can search everybody's phone. There's no X videos on nobody's browser. Everybody goes to church on Sundays. And now he's about to go to Las Vegas, Sin City, to play for the Raiders. The like dirtiest organization. Okay, let's. Yeah, well. Look at him. Look at mom. Mommy, they say I was watching the broadcast and he's Spanish. In their culture, they say for his mom, they say mommy. They say mommy. Congratulations to that young man. He deserves it. I don't know if this is the first Spanish Latino descent individual that's ever been drafted number one. That's something that's a very high accomplishment and it should be celebrated. Um, I don't want to sound like no hater, but they was hyped about Bad Bunny performing at the Super Bowl, but didn't give it. This should be celebrated. This is not just singing at it. This man is the number one pick in the draft. His last name is Mendoza. Can he please get the recognition he deserves? Do I gotta jump up and down and say that? Because they overly, I don't want to say overly, they celebrated Bad Bunny, rightfully so. But this man is the number one pick in the draft. Put some respect on his name. He's probably the first Latino that's been picked this high, and he deserves to be celebrated. Congratulations, young man. Congratulations to that family. I'm pretty sure you made history today, and deservedly so. The Jets are on the clock. What does that sound like? That sounds like they about to mess something up. Yo, imagine being a Jets fan. You probably picked high in the draft for decades. I want to say decades, and it's just looked the same. Like it nothing changed. I don't know, man. That's a tough position to be in if you're a fan of a team because Sundays could whoop on you. It it could change how you feel the rest of the day, the rest of the week. Rams lose, I'm ready to go to sleep. Cause I know as soon as the Rams lose, they on my body. Imagine being a Jets fan and then being excited at a time like this, because you're always getting at least franchise type changing players at that high in the draft if you're able to draft well. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know what this pick is gonna look like. Um, I guess they're saying Arvell Reese, which you're gonna have to move him. He's gonna. I don't know if you draft that position this high, but they do need to upgrade their defense. I mean, at this point, I think Geno Smith is back as their quarterback because they had Justin Fields. I don't pay attention to the Jets a whole lot. I don't think I don't think they pay attention. The Jets pay attention to the Jets a whole lot since like they brought Brett Favre in a while ago. I just couldn't imagine, man. But you know what? I could because as a Sixer fan, it's you could go months and then just check in and be like, man, fuck on YouTube. Okay, so it's it's tough if you're a Jets fan. Jets, Jets. Hey man, it's a difficult life to live if you're a New York Jets fan. But they seem so animated and and hopeful. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's a lot of organizations, well, fan bases that if they ain't winning, they don't like it. You know what I mean? It don't feel good. It does not feel good at all. You if you put the Jets, if the Jets make the first round of the playoffs, bro, you might as well just give them a Super Bowl ring. It'll be gold plated, but I think they should get a ring if they make the first round because their fans are very loyal. For what reason, I have no clue. But the pick is in, and you got the number two pick in the draft, man. You need somebody to change the outlook for your fan base. Need to put butts in seats because Typically, the quarterback does that, or like the offense, but this is obviously a defensive player getting picked. So we'll see who they go with. David Bailey. I don't know who's in their scouting department. That just blew my mind. Yo, Sonny Styles is on the board. Sonny Styles is as fast as Julio Jones. Arvell Reese is on the board. What's my man's name that plays for my? Remember what I just had. They're gonna find a way to mess this up. They're gonna find a way to mess this up. The number 2 pick in the draft and you fumble it. Listen, I don't want to say because he could be a good player, but at at the point that he was drafted, that is a reach. I mean, when you see somebody and you identify that person as the one that you want, you go get that person. And I definitely respect that. But at the end of the day, the number 2 pick in the draft, you should go over that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times to make sure that you're making the right decision for your franchise. And as soon as they got on the board, I knew they was going to fumble it. And man, I'm so sorry, Jets fans. Just based specifically on, oh my God, this this NFL draft, in my opinion, is the coronation of the Big Ten completely taking over college football as far as team aspect goes and as far as individual players go. You have Ohio State players on the board, and you see how deep they was, and you find a way to pick a kid out of Texas Tech. I love Pat Mahomes when he was coming out, but also there were no other players that made me completely not even know who he was. This is it's a surprise. He didn't know. He ain't know. He said he thought they had the wrong number. I know he thought they had the wrong number. Man, Jets fans, I feel so bad for y'all. But hey, if anybody is used to this kind of thing happening, is y'all. Because this, I was not expecting this. But also that goes to show you when people do mock drafts, when people uh arbitrarily say they'll take this person, they'll take this person, you really don't know. A lot of this stuff is smokescreen so they can get their guy. And that just proved it. I want to see a mock draft where they had him going number 2. Show me one. That's wild. That's that's a wild pick. Like I'm shocked. I don't know. Let me see. Jets have 3 coaches that were on Stanford staff during Bailey's time there. Assistant coach, O-line coach, and another offensive assistant. They added intel that the Jets valued and helped them with the pick. Fire all 3 of them. Fire all 3 of them. Just because you seen somebody up close, fire all 3 of them. I swear, bro. to find a way to mess up the second pick in the draft. I know he yo, it's like a 0% chance he thought they were gonna call his name. But at the same time, all other teams, I know they're excited because I don't even think they had him on the board. So now, if you were within one team of a certain mock coming out, you're like, all right, bet I might get my guy now because they did that dumb shit. Yo, that's the equivalent of somebody saying, yo, my cousin seen Buddy when he or hey man, my neighbor over there was like, I don't know who runs the Jets organization, but boy, that's the first thing I said when they were on the clock. They gonna find a way, and that's exactly what they did was find a way to mess that up. Jets, Jets, man. That's wild. That is wild, man. But man, that was my live reaction because I didn't expect. Okay, I'm getting off track. The Cardinals pick is in. Um, they have our old OC Mike LaFleur, so I expect Jeremiah Love to come off the board. Personally, I expect Jeremiah Love to come off the board. First of all, anyway, I expect Jeremiah Love to come off the board because the offense, when it comes to LaFleur, it starts with the run game. Yeah, because of how important Kyron Williams was to LaFleur's offense. He knows even if you have like Stafford, a Hall of Fame MVP caliber quarterback, you need that run game to relieve some of the pressure. And this is his first year as a head coach. A lot of people would say drafting a running back at the number 3 pick in the draft is very high, very risky because they're a dime a dozen. You can get a running back from Costco, throw him in an offense, not pay him very much, wait till another one comes along from Kroger. That's the way people value and look at the running back position. Now, when you are a first year head coach and they're entrusting this organization in your hands and to not only be the coach of that organization, but to take it to a place that it has not been since probably Kurt Warner, Larry Fitzgerald. They had the Kyler Murray era. Now, LaFleur, you're coming in and you're entrusted to come from the Sean McVay tree to transition that into a way better place than where you started, right? Jeremiah Love is the running back to relieve some of that pressure for you. He is. You don't have a I would probably say a franchise quarterback with Jacoby Brissett, but you have a bridge quarterback. Now, could you possibly trade up and at the end of the first round to try to get you a quarterback, or uh, do you value somebody enough in the second round that you can trust to sit behind Jacoby Brissett because it's his team. It's his team, and you don't want to overly use Jeremiah Love with a bridge quarterback before the guy who's supposed to take over for your future comes in, or you have that player, right? Um, but they still have James Conner, so I'm pretty sure it'd be a split backfield. Maybe not split, but you know, James Conner is kind of one of those. He's older now at this point in his career, and he's kind of injury prone. But Jeremiah Love, man, I'm 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 happy for our former Rams coach, and I think this was a very good pick for his first pick as an NFL head coach. Bravo. I don't disagree, Bug. I don't disagree. You can't. You can't pass up a player like that. You can't. And coming from the McVay tree, he understands that vividly. You don't let players like that go to somebody else. You don't. Titans pick. Titans pick is in. Um, what do I expect here? Now I feel like is when some of those Ohio State players come off the board. But it could happen to where, well, there's an offensive lineman in Penn State that I think deserves to be picked in the top 15. Where will he go? I'm not sure. Um, but at the number 4 pick, I'm gonna say if it's me, I would pick Sonny Styles. They might pick Arvell Reese, but if it's me, I'm gonna go with Sonny Styles. Personally, that's a personal. Because man, you get somebody like that who's big like that coming from the edge, man, that's a difference maker, man. And in Tennessee right now, uh, Cam Ward is one of those players that does put butts in seats. He does, but Robert Sala, he knows defenses. He's going to pick Arvell Reese. I just thought about Robert Sala. He comes from that line. He actually values the position of linebacker. A lot of teams don't. They really don't value that position. But I believe he's one of the coaches who truly does value that position and sees the importance of uh, your defense being centered around uh, a linebacker that can shut things down, pick up the tight end. Hey, he might guard a slot receiver, you know. So I do expect, like last pick with Jeremiah Love, this to be Arvell Reese because of Robert Sala. Oh my God. They said F that defense. That's not Robert Sala's pick. Wow. Wow. I'm in shock. But you know what? In order to get everything you need out of Cam Ward, he needed help. But I look at Carnell Tate like he was really the second best option at Ohio State. He wasn't the best receiver because of NIL money. They paid the receiver to come back. It was just his time to go. So, I mean, you can trust the wide receiver products that come out of Ohio State. You can trust them, but do you trust them enough as a second option at Ohio State over bona fide defensive players? This draft is shocking. Yo, they took Carnell Tate. Okay, so let's look at the draft so far. Number 1 pick, Fernando Mendoza from Indiana. The number 2 pick, David Bailey from Texas Tech. Very surprising. I You can't show me people who get paid to come up with mock drafts. Show me one where he's number 2. They probably would have laughed. They probably would have laughed them out of their job. But this is how inexact this stuff is. People who get paid a lot of money would have never put that in there. David Bailey at number 2. Number 3, Jeremiah Love. Pretty predictable pick. You can't let a talent like that go too far down in the draft, even if he does play a position where people feel like it's a dime a dozen. Number 4, Carnell Tate. Man, get the no, nobody seen that coming. 50% of the draft, yo, it's like March Madness. You know how you make your bracket, and after the first weekend, nobody's, you know what I mean? Everybody's cooked. It took 4 draft picks, and you can't show me one mock draft that looked like that. And that's crazy for him to be the first Ohio State player off the board. But I do respect the fact that they are going to get Cam Ward help. I, I don't know, man. I don't know. And then I think about like the Giants. Oh no, uh they traded Dexter Lawrence. So, but they got Kayvon Thibodeau. No, what's his name? The kid from LSU. But they also got the kid from Penn State. So I don't know. And he was actually, I want to say top 5, top 4 in uh, the rookie of the year voting. So it's like, I mean, you can add another defender, but is that truly what they need? I probably would have thought that they would have wanted Carnell Tate. Oh, this draft is so yeah. The best available player right now is Arvell Reese. Um, well, what they're saying is the big Samoan kid would have been is like the best fit, but that's a high pick to draft. I mean, but you know what? You have your future at running back. You have your future at quarterback. You should probably want to protect those assets. Because I can tell you what, Scatterble's not going to try to protect himself. He's like a Ninja Turtle. He'll backflip into the end zone on his head on top of somebody. Get that man a lineman so he could just run in a hole. Open the hole up for him. You know what I mean? And you got Jackson Dart, who surprisingly looks like a franchise quarterback. But this draft has been literally, besides 2 players. Okay, so it was 2 expected picks with Mendoza and Jeremiah Love, and 2 get the yo. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's crazy. Um, so I don't know what this is going to look like, and that's based specifically on the draft being up to this point anyway. Now it could start to become a little more predictable as rounds go by, but as far as right now, 50% of the draft, nobody, and when I say nobody, I mean nobody outside of these organizations seen this coming at all, at all. So one of them got intel from their cousin that used to work at the school that dated somebody that was the janitor over there. Said pick David Bailey, and they picked him. And then Carnell Tate, you got a first year defensive head coach who literally made his hay defensively with the best available players on defense. We're on defense, and you draft the second best wide receiver at Ohio State. This is why people respect the Eagles and the Rams so much because they know how to draft. It's not it's not times where you look and be like, what the you know what I mean? You don't have that. Well, to be honest, the Eagles, all they do is draft Georgia Bulldogs. I mean, that's not hard. Just turn on Fox. I turned on Fox. I seen the Georgia Bulldogs play. Give me him. Like it's not a whole lot of scouting involved in that. But now that the SEC is starting to tank, you're gonna have to actually do your job up there in Philadelphia. you can't just it don't work like that no more. Okay, so the pick is in with the Giants. Are they gonna add and stockpile defensive players, or are they gonna shock everybody? Are they going to take best available at a position that they are already at a premium at? Or are they going to break the internet like these other teams have been doing these past picks? What does this look like? What does this look like? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to who they said the Pokey family. That what they said? Yeah, yeah. You just don't let talent like that. But you know what? That's good. Look at Rich Paul. I tell you what. Did you see Rich Paul? If Rich Paul is in your draft room, you ain't falling too far. He said, "I'm good job, Rich." But I'm glad the Giants got somebody to help them not get embarrassed by the Eagles. And plus, the Eagles are going backwards right now. They're going backwards. So adding defenders, I like that. I like that for them. So now uh, you got Arvell Reese in the building. I respect that. So I would probably put Arvell Reese on one side, Abdul Carter on the other side. That's that's a formidable tandem. That's why they let Sexy Dexy walk because they knew they was. But I don't know because they just got lucky. If you being for real, because Carnell Tate got drafted, so I think they would have been okay with either. So okay, scroll down a little bit, and next on the clock is the Kansas City Chiefs, who probably have never picked this high in the Andy Reid, Pat Mahomes era. What are they going to do? They have an aging Travis Kelsey. I seen Travis Kelsey drop this one pass and then they hit him in his gutty like an uncle. I said, "Oh, they got Travis Kelsey out there looking like, oh, that made me feel old. Get up, that hurt my feelings." And they really haven't filled Tyreek Hill's shoes. They haven't. So the best player would be Sonny Styles. So are you going to draft best available, or are you going to try to get better on that offensive line? Because that's Pat Mahomes' Achilles heel. If you don't block for him and he got to scramble out, and he can do it, but it don't look pretty. It's not the same guy. He's not the same guy. That's how the Eagles beat them in that Super Bowl 40 to 20 something, and they never recovered. That season, they were slightly getting away with games here and there, 1 point, 3 points, 2 points, 6 points. and the Eagles had all those pass rushers, busted his biscuit open, and they never recovered. So if this is me and I'm the Kansas City Chiefs, I gotta take a lineman here. It's not sexy. I don't know. I get that. It's not sexy. But if I do think about it, now looking at okay, so Mansour Delane, the Rams did take both your cornerbacks. You don't have any corners. None. Well, I take that back. They need to draft somebody in the secondary. Pat Mahomes is gonna have to run a little bit. He gonna have to get his steps in. Because they had no corners. I forgot we took both of their corners. Thank you, by the way. Thank you. A trade? Excuse me? Oh, so this wasn't the Chiefs pick? This was the Browns pick? I just seen Chiefs and I thought that was their original pick. That wasn't their original pick. Yeah, you don't jump people to draft a corner. Wow. Wow. I thought that was originally pick. I guess not. But you don't jump to draft the secondary unless he's Dion. You know Dion in this draft. Yeah, they picked him anyway. Okay. Did they think he wasn't going to be on the board at 9? I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, hey, you don't pay. They do not pay cornerbacks in Kansas City. They don't pay him. The Rams paid him. I want to say made him the highest paid corner in NFL history, if I'm not mistaken. And the guy's not even he's under 6 foot. But he's a great defensive. He's a great defensive player. Is his brethren is the taller one, so that tandem works well together, and they kind of they found a way to replace cheaper instead of making him the highest paid corner. They just they knew they had a high draft pick, and they drafted Mansour Delane, so he has big shoes to fill, and that's saying that lightly because this is the route that they chose to take over actually paying a proven commodity, right? That's the gamble that you take. To be honest, I don't know very many uh, corners that came out of LSU. Nobody that was in the secondary that was, I would probably have to research that, but usually it's the wide receiver. It's the wide receivers that come from LSU. But hey, cheap labor. They said, you said, you know what? We just gonna let light skinned boy McDuffie walk and get another light skinned nigga in here. Ain't nobody gonna know the difference. Ain't nobody gonna be able to tell the difference. That's him. They just brought in another light skinned nigga. That's that's. I feel like that's unexpected to trade up and get a cornerback because he probably would have been there at 9. But that's your guy. You don't want to take any chances. You go up and go get him. You go up and go get him. Because I'm pretty sure it's teams in the NFL that will draft a player that you want and that you need just because you need him and they don't want you to have him. He said they made the best move in the draft. I mean, it involves you, so I expect you to say that. But it was sneaky though. He's right. He was a side. He was a side. The side piece pick. Yes, sir, my girl. That's the energy that they give off, man. Ever since Ravel and what's her name? What's the lady name that Raven was cheating on his wife with, and she was cheating on her husband? What's Diana Rossini? Man, you made it so bad for everybody else. Now, any anybody that's close to NFL insider, if you're just a reporter, everybody looking at you sideways now. I'm just. It started with Joy Taylor, and I love me some Joy Taylor. Pennsylvania, IUP, she started that ball rolling. Diana Rossini's old ass picked it up and dunked it. You you letting the head coach hit and then what? Okay, the pick is in. The Washington Redskins. I mean Commanders. Pick is in. To be, I think that they're going to pick Sonny Styles here because he reminds me of a very talented Redskin. Oh no, it says best fit is Caleb Downs. Uh and if you look, best available has always been at offensive lineman, but it's just not sexy enough. You know what I mean? I would probably pick because when I think of Sonny Styles playing as a commander, he reminds me of what's the light skinned boy's name? He was a bust though. Well, yeah, Sonny Styles. I knew it because, like I said, I feel like it felt like he would be a Washington commander because he's so good, right? But commander players have. There's been a lot of Redskin players that have been very good that didn't even matter. He's gonna be like that. He's gonna be like those very. He. It reminds me of those very. You were like, damn, what's my man's name, bro? The light skinned dude. He played for Ohio State. Hold on. Uh, Let me look Buddy name up because for some reason I cannot think of his name. And he was built like a. What is his name, bro? And that's sad because he's still playing right now. Damn, I can't believe he fell off that bad that I really can't even think of bro's name right now. But I feel like the trajectory of his career because he's a Washington Commander now. That's what it's gonna look like. Damn, this is killing me. What is Bull's name? That's crazy. But he just reminds me of one of those players that's going to be okay. No, like you're going to be a great player that just plays for one of those teams where it just ain't going to make a difference. You know what I mean? Bro, I'm a fine boy name because he reminds me of him as far as like the way this is going to end up looking. Chase Young. Chase Young. That's what this situation reminds me of. Just by him getting drafted from Ohio State, going to the Washington Commander Redskins. I'm so sorry, Sonny Styles, but your future has already been written. This is Chase Young all over again. Chase Young was like he was chiseled out of a like, but it just you play for the Redskins. It nothing was going. It just Chase Young Jr. Man, I am so sorry, Sonny Styles. It just all makes sense though for this to be Chase Young too. Oh, I feel bad for Buddy. Oh, I feel bad for Buddy. But Chase Young is still, hanging around. He said, "What you doing over there?" I'm just hanging out. He's still just hanging around the league. It's just he just got so much talent, but it's just never gonna manifest itself into greatness playing for the Washington Redskins Commanders. Sorry, man. But it makes sense though. It looks like what it's supposed to be. I'm not sure who's on the clock now. Is it? Oh, the Saints are on the clock. Oh my god. Can we just skip the Saints? You know what I mean? Okay, Ruben Bain from Miami. I can see that. Caleb Downs, please. So Caleb Downs is a very good player, you know. But for me personally, I guess I'm thinking about the Rams. So Makai Lemon, Kenyon Sadiq. I would not have thought that Caleb Downs would be available by the time the Rams get the pick. So I'm pretty sure that Caleb Downs and Ruben Bain uh, are gonna come off the board in the next. What pick is this? Picks that was the Redskins was 7. Pick 8. Okay. So that's 5 picks before the Rams. So yeah, those players should be gone by the time the Los Angeles Rams are up. This is sometimes it shapes up like for some parts of it. Sonny Styles was man. You were always meant to be Chase Young too. We just didn't know yet. That sucks, you know. But it was already written. Jordan Tyson is a very good player from Arizona State. The big offensive tackle who his hands are huge. His head is huge. He got a Cam Hayward head. I'm surprised he's still there. But if you picking an offensive lineman this high in the draft, you're pretty solid other places. These teams ain't solid. They not. So if I'm the Saints, I would probably pick Caleb Downs, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Why you walking so slow? He need to put um some Kohans on. His feet look like they hurt. Some insoles. Come on, Commissioner. Saints pick is in. Who does it look like? It's either Ruben Bain or Caleb Downs. I mean, they still got Cameron Jordan. Hey. So I guess they really believe in what is their quarterback name? Tyler Shuck? Tyler Shuck? Tyler Shuck? Hey. Uh I don't know about that pick. I the Saints can be scored on very easily. I don't know if that actually makes them a better team. But at the same time, if you remember, they let what's my man's name that plays for the Seahawks? Raheed Shaheed. Rashid Shaheed. They let Rashid Shaheed walk. Yeah, I can't wait. But look, they let Rashid Shaheed walk. That is who they drafted in order to not have to pay Rashid Shaheed because he was like a specialist. He was like their bootleg Tyreek Hill. He punt return, kick return. I hate to tell Jordan Tyson, but you going there to be a Swiss Army knife because they did not replace his production. This was their cheaper way to go about it. But Rashid Shaheed ended up winning a Super Bowl. So and then got paid. So I believe it worked out for both. Look at young boy crying. Oh, the spit came out. That boy, who he is emotional. Ain't nothing wrong with that player. He wants to win. Look at him. He crying like his mom's the light skinned one. That was too much emotion. Your dad's not. I mean, your your mom's not dark skinned. Your mom's light skinned or white. No, I ain't saying it like that. I'm just saying because you got your curly. When your shit curly like that, like yeah, he's still crying. Look, he's still crying. But it probably surprised him too, because I don't think he's better than Makai Lemon. I mean, if when you say the offense like that, you know, Jordan Tyson, Chris Olave, eh, but if you can't stop nobody on defense, but you think you're gonna just outscore everybody? That they ain't like that. They not like that. All right, New Orleans. I really just wanted to skip y'all pick, but the little red bone bulls hype, so good for him. The Browns pick is in. Just let's just keep this ball rolling so we can get to the reason why we are here, the reason for the season. But I tell you what, if we get to that 13th pick and they trade down, cut the string, cut the string, cut it, because he look like Russell Wilson's little baby, like he look like a little Russell Wilson baby. Yeah, I don't know about Buddy. I don't know. Uh, but on to the next one. The ninth pick in the draft, the Cleveland Browns, who traded down from the sixth pick with Kansas City. Okay. So let's see what this looks like. Oh, that was his mom, the light skinned one. I knew your mom looked like that. I knew Buddy mom. I said, you got your mom a red bone. You crying a little too hard, bro. You cry a little too soft. Them tears. And I done seen some hard tears come out. I remember No Sean Moreno cried, bro. His whole eye welled up like a cup and then just poured out one big ass tear. His mom dark skinned. That's a you could tell a light skinned nigga mom cried, bro. Anyway, the Cleveland Browns select. I listen, Spencer Fano. That's why they traded down because they knew they would get a lineman that they wanted. That's a big lineman. He's 6'5", 311. That's a huge fucking guy. As I said, it's they must really expect Deshaun Watson to come back. That's what that pick looks like. They done paid him all that money. He got all the massages out of his system. You know what I mean? Hey, how many times can you know what I mean? Ain't no more left. They suspended your Instagram account. You can't go grab no more. So now just get you like Ben Roethlisberger, bro. After he did all that, he got him. He said, "I'm married now." After I did that other stuff, so they felt comfortable enough to draft the lineman. So they traded down. But I can tell you what, this was the ninth pick. The ninth pick. This is starting to look very sexy for the Los Angeles Rams. Yo, we really might get somebody that they let drop to us. Yo, yo. Look at boy dancing. He look weird, bro. Oh yeah. The Giants are back on. Damn, they picked quick. So their first pick was Arvell Reese, bro. If they pick the safety, no. Do not put Makai Lemon. Scroll up, bro. Oh, they picked the lineman. That's what I told him to pick the first time. So they got a 2-for-1. I said, bro, stop making uh Scatterboo bang his head against, you know what I mean? Just open a hole for him. Listen, Mr.Espn, they need to put me in the damn draft room, bro. And they put me in the draft room. Look how big this dude is. That dude is big as shit. Wow. Okay. So now here's where it gets very interesting because it's only two teams that pick before the Rams, right? Caleb Downs and Ruben Bain Jr. are both on the board. They traded. Miami traded with Dallas. Oh no, but Dallas is at 12. So they traded up one pick. Okay, they need somebody in the secondary, but they also need to replace Micah Parsons. They need both of those players that are on the board right now. They need both of them. But I believe Caleb Downs. They listen. I don't know who they're gonna pick because they have not replaced Micah Parsons. They need to. So if that's me, that's probably my first. Because you're admitting that you made a mistake. Just admit you made that mistake. Draft Ruben Bain Jr. And when his time comes, pay him. But also, you have nobody in the secondary, and you have to play against the Eagles twice a year. you. But at least if you can stop the, listen, I would draft Ruben Bain Jr. I would, but they said he got alligator arms. He got little short arms. Oh, two more picks. Get yo. So basically, they just swapped positions because they were 11 and 12, and they just swapped. Yeah, they just swapped because Miami was at 11 and Dallas was at 12, and they just swapped positions. No, that's because we got the Falcons pick. That's not our original pick. No. Um, that's what I was saying. I said that from the original pick is to get somebody that can protect your future with Jackson Dart because surprisingly, he is a he's a franchise player, and you need to open up some of them holes for Scatterboo because this man is literally running. He'll run into the field goal post if you let him. So just open up the hole for him. Slow down his CTE his CTE progress. Help him, man. Oh, the boy was talking crazy. They said he was the best player available for like 7 picks and didn't get picked, so he felt some type of way about it. All right, take it out on the Eagles, boy. Take it out on the Eagles, boy. Cause you gonna have to block. You gonna have to all that shit you talking. You gonna have to block them Philadelphia Eagles. Trust me. This is where it gets very interesting. Um, the pick is in for the Dallas Cowboys. Like I said, I think they need to replace Micah Parsons still. They have not done that. Uh Even when they got Kenny Clark back with, when they traded Micah, but he was more of an interior player, but they made it seem like no, wait. They ended up getting the bull from the Jets. Still more of an interior player, but I really think, oh my God, look at that. Stop it right there. It's only two, but see, okay, so here's where it could get, because Caleb Downs, right? We already have uh a strong safety room. You know what I mean? Because we got Cam Kitchens, Cam Curl, um, but I don't know. I don't know if he plays strong safety or free safety. Because Quentin Lake is like our guy, and I believe he's very similar to Quentin Lake. So, like I said, I don't know if he plays strong safety or free safety, but I feel like he plays strong safety. So, and we just paid Quentin Lake, which, hey, if you could throw more safeties in there, put him at a star position with the two corners that we got from Kansas City, yeah, yeah, I like that. But you know, with paying those players as much as you paid them, I don't know if you bring in somebody to the same position. So by him being there, and if he doesn't get drafted, and if he's sitting there, that doesn't necessarily help the Rams. Although I would do that if I'm them. Ruben Bain, I mean, to be honest, you can stockpile defensive ends. You know what I mean? Because you got Jared Verse and you got BY, but you also got Josiah Stewart. So you got three good rotational defensive ends. If you bring in another one, I guess that just shows whenever it's time to pay one of them, you don't plan on doing that. You're not going to pay BY. He's going to. It's probably going to be like $30 million a year. So if you draft Ruben Bain Jr., you plan on letting BY walk. Simple as that. Because you have to pay Jared Verse, and they're all going to be due around the same time. You're going to have to pay Kobe Turner and BY, and then you're going to have to pay Jared Verse and Braden Fisk. So if you draft Ruben Bain Jr., that just shows that you're not going to pay BY. So those two. But if they're off the board, let's just hypothetically say they're off the board. Now you're put in a position where this is where you wanted to be from day one. You wanted to have the opportunity to select Makai Lemon or King and Sadiq. That's where you wanted to be. And right now, with only two teams ahead of you, this is a beautiful position to be in if you're the Los Angeles Rams. It is. This is a very exciting time. I'm I'm excited to see what this looks like. I mean, you don't even got to go no further. I love Penn State. I can't even pronounce my boy's name because he's a big Samoan. Huge. Look at him. 6'4", 320. Oh, big dog. Oh, look at buddy. He was pancaking them Oregon kids. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Now, you still don't got no corners. So maybe they show that up. Maybe they show that up later on in the draft. So now with only one team left on the board, which is the Miami Dolphins, you have an edge rusher, and Ruben Bain's going to get picked next, bro. You know why? Because they got Chop Robinson down there. You got Chop Robinson, and you add Ruben Bain Jr. with him, you can now compete. You can compete. Now if they just, flip the game on his head and draft a receiver because Tyreek Hill's not walking back through the door. You can pick Makai Lemon, which would blow the Rams. So if Makai Lemon gets drafted here, I don't pick Ruben Bain if I'm the Rams. I take Kenyon Sadiq and I move his big ass out there and play slot receiver as the tight end. Because you go 13 personnel anyway. And come next year, you're not going to want to pay Kobe Parkinson. You're not. This is a good position to be in if you're the Los Angeles Rams. Although it's very scary. It is. I'm very nervous. But this is the position that we wanted to be in as a fan base. We wanted the opportunity to either draft Kenyon City, Makai Lemon, and it just so happened that there's only one player ahead of us, and it's Ruben. It's one team, which is Miami, who could possibly select Ruben Bain, or they can possibly screw the Rams and select Makai Lemon. So this is a very interesting position to be in. But this is why it's hard to put a lot of eggs in a certain basket because you're not in control of your fate until that board starts to fall in place. But I do believe because of some of those surprise picks, we do have the opportunity to get both players that I think the Rams fan base wanted and had in mind uh, for the Rams to take at this particular time in the draft. So they go. Why they show the highlight against Penn State? Like they gonna show something else. He ain't do nothing against nobody else. James Franklin. You see what you got us looking like? Nobody drafted in the first round up, but we do have a prospect. But the pick is in for the Miami Dolphins, and man, they could skip these interviews. They need to go straight to the draft. Come on, baby. Let's go. Let's go. I just know that 13 pick need to stay that 13 pick for the Los Angeles Rams. The pick is in. Caleb Downs, 12% chance available at 11th pick entering tonight. Well, that's probably because nobody expected pick number two to be number two, and they probably didn't expect Carnell Tate to be taken off the board when he was. So, but I seen the Dallas Cowboys completely mess up a great player's career on defense. So I don't know. I don't trust him. I don't trust him, even if the player is a good pick. Anyway, so I'm ready. Come on. Get Miami off the board, man. The pick is in. All right. I am hoping amongst hope. Scroll down. I don't even want to look at it. Scroll the whole way down. I don't want to look at it. Scroll down so I don't see it. I want to hear them say Reuben Bain Jr. Please, Jesus. Oh, cool. Cool. We good. We good. Rams Nation, Ram House, Ramley. We still good, baby. Now we have the opportunity presented in front of ourselves. This is what we looking like. Caden, probably don't even know who the hell that is. Great. Draft him. Cool. So LA, Los Angeles, Ram House, Ram Nation. We are in the prime position that we wanted to be before the draft. Staring us down at the 13th pick in the draft via the Atlanta Falcons, who can't run an organization and put us in this position, but thank you. We are now best available is Reuben Bain Jr. So you either upgrade your defensive line that looks like Jared Verse, Byron Young, Kobe Turner, Braden Fitz, and then you add Miami's Reuben Bain Jr. Wow, that's terrifying. Or you finally get a third receiver that's respectable after paying Tutu Atwell $10 million to play 8 snaps the whole season and make one play, which is Makai Lemon, a kid from right around the corner. He's a USC kid. He would fit in very well in Sean McVay's offense. Those are the two that are best available and best fit. But please do not think that Sean McVay does not want another tight end. And Kenyon Sadiq is a freak of nature. It's those 3 players. Those 3. One that you did not think that you would be able to be in this position to draft, which is Reuben Bain Jr. 2, Makai Lemon, who, if you listen to mock drafters, this is who we've been trying to pair Puka Nacua with for months. And then number 3, Kenyon Sadiq, which is that player that Sean McVay has wanted for 2 to 3 years. He wanted Brock Bowers and couldn't get him. He wanted either Tyler Warren or Colston Loveland. Couldn't get him. That's where he drafted Terrence Ferguson, right? This is a beautiful time to be a Los Angeles Ram fan. The pick is in. And I kind of yeah, I take it up. Take it off. I don't want to see none of this. No, they don't take it off. Don't take it off. Just move it out the way. I want to hear the pick. Because this is the highest pick that we've had under the McVay era, under the Les Snead era. It's my anxiety is through the roof right now. It is. Because we're one of those teams that shouldn't have the 13th pick in the draft. We shouldn't. We shouldn't have the 13th pick in the draft. And because we were a player 2 away from possibly going to and winning a Super Bowl, to now being in a position where you can draft a player as high as 13 who can add to what was already a solidified, a bona fide championship type roster. This is a very exciting time. It is. Especially when you can add cherry on top. You know? This is the cherry on top pick. And they will go to commercial. They would go to commercial right before. They said, you know what? I know y'all got anxiety. Yeah, my heart rate is ridiculous right now. It's through the roof. It's like I'm jogging. My heart rate is like I'm jogging right now. We are in win now mode. The Los Angeles Rams are in win now mode. We have Matthew Stafford locked in maybe for the next 2 years. I know for this season, but there's been talks about extending him. We don't know at 2027. I mean, we are in a great position already, and now are put in a position where we have an opportunity to either bolster our defensive line through the roof with Ruben Bain Jr. And that's probably going to be for one season, um, because that just probably means they're not going to pay Byron Young, which is a pretty convenient way to replace somebody like that inexpensively, especially paying those corners what you paid them. Or are you going to give Matthew Stafford another weapon because we do not have a third receiver? We don't. And we don't want to overuse Puka Nakua, and we don't want to overuse a Devontae Adams. It was a time during the playoffs where both of them were kind of breaking down, especially Devontae. So it would be nice to bring some fresh legs into that wide receiver room, especially legs that are of the ilk that Makai Lemon is. And don't forget Kenyon Sadiq, who's a freak of nature. And McVay's been wanting a tight end. So the fact that they have these three players in front of them, I would love to hear what that room sounds like because the pick was in quick. It was in very quick. They didn't waste a lot of time, so they know which one they want. You know, of course, as fans, and now we got to sit through the commercial break, waiting and wondering, you know, with those three players in front of them, what is the thought process? What is the thought? See, the commercial made me think. What is the thought process? You know, uh, because we trust Les Snead and Sean McVay and the scouting of the Los Angeles Rams, especially like in later rounds. Now, to be fair, we don't have a lot of experience in picks this high. Uh, Jared Verse was the first round pick that we had probably in the past 10 years since Jared Goff. You know, okay. I don't. Yeah, I don't want to see that. Thank you. Okay, so the pick is in. The highest pick in the Sean McVay era via the Atlanta Falcons, and we are now going to find out who and what was the thought process because everybody that we wanted is available. And who did the Los Angeles Rams select? I heard Torrey Holt's going to be the one that calls the pick, which is very fitting if it's Makai Lemon. Here we go. Here we go. Someone who was looked at as if he would not go in the first round at all. Now, I, I, I okay. I talked a lot of trash about organizations, and I said how much that I trust the Rams organization versus others. Right now, it's time to self-evaluate. It is when it comes to later rounds, when you got to sort through uh, the recycling bin to find what's the best option. Right, very good at that. When all the options are in front of you, that's not where you want these gentlemen to be. That's not when they're at their best. They're at their best when they have to try to find a diamond in the rough. But with all those players in front of you, this is the decision that you made. This is who you think is going to be the next. First of all, everybody who is a Rams fan, who we all wanted Joe Burrow after Matthew Stafford. Let's just call a spade, right? You could have traded up into the end of the first round and picked this gentleman if that's what you wanted to do. But who was in front of you and you decided not to select them? Reminds me, unfortunately, of when Jordan Love was drafted and they had Aaron Rodgers playing at an MVP level and he didn't like it. You had the number 13 pick in the draft and you decided not to help Matthew Stafford now. I understand you trust that roster. I understand because I told you it's a championship ready roster. But the fact that you took this high of a pick and selected somebody that should not even have been there, this shows that you do have some deficiencies when it comes to picking higher in the draft. When all the options are in front of you, this is not the team. This is not the group that you want in that position. You want them to sort through the garbage to try to find what's the best option. And I don't want to say garbage. I just want to say recycling bin because you can find some good thing like at Goodwill. You can find some good stuff in there, right? But don't take the Rams to sacks fifth because they'll buy socks, $1,000 socks, and you only had $1,000. LA Rams. I am Mr. ESPN, and this is the Closer Podcast. I have nothing else to say. Now you're going to play in an offense with the Rams.